Hello everyone. Today we will learn how to describe daily routine in German. So let's begin. Daily routine in German, mein Tagesablauf. So daily routine, der Tagesablauf. In German, when we talk about daily routine, we use the word Tagesablauf. Here you also see that Tagesablauf is a masculine noun because it has an article der. Der is a masculine article. Wie sieht mein normaler Tag aus? How does my normal day look like? Wie sieht dein normaler Tag aus? How does your normal day look like? Aussehen, to look like. Aussehen is a trennbares verb. Trennbares means a separable verb. In case of separable verbs, there is a prefix and the prefix goes usually at the end of the sentence. So in the question, wie sieht dein normaler Tag aus and wie sieht mein normaler Tag aus, we use the trennbares verb or separable verb aussehen and the prefix aus goes at the end. So let's learn a few vocabulary verbs and nouns to describe the morning routine. Der Tag, the day. Der Ablauf, process or sequence. Ablauf has many meanings depending upon context. Here I have used the ones which are relevant to us. Der Morgen, morning. Der Vormittag, forenoon. Der Mittag, noon, 12 o'clock. Der Nachmittag, afternoon. Der Abend, evening. Die Nacht, night. Der Wecker, alarm. So now here are a few verbs. Klingeln, to ring. Aussehen, to look like. Aufwachen, to wake up. Aufstehen, to get up. Viertel, which means quarter, 15 minutes. Viertel vor, a quarter to. Viertel nach, quarter past. Viertel vor 6, quarter to 6, which is 5:45. Viertel nach 6, which is quarter past 6, 6:15, and that is a preposition here which means at when we describe the time. So let's describe the days. Begin. Klingeln, aufwachen and aufstehen. These are the verbs. Wann wachst du auf? When do you wake up? Again, aufwachen here is a trennbares verb which means to get up. So you can say, mein Wecker klingelt 6 Uhr, dann wache ich auf. My alarm rings at 6 a.m., then I wake up. Oder ich wache 6 Uhr auf. I wake up at 6 a.m. Here the Wecker is the alarm, aufwachen to wake up. Wann stehst du auf am Morgen? You can also ask, wann stehst du auf am Morgen? When do you get up in the morning? Ich stehe Viertel nach 6 auf. I get up at a quarter past 6 in the morning. That is 6:15. So there is a slight difference between the verbs aufwachen and aufstehen. Whereas aufwachen describes the state when I am awake and I am in bed. So I am not out of bed. And aufstehen describes the state when I move out of bed. Let's grab a few more vocabulary nouns and verbs to describe the activities in the morning. Die Toilette, toilet. Die Dusche, shower. Das Badezimmer, the bathroom. Das Frühstück, the breakfast. Der Zahn, tooth. Die Zähne, teeth. Die Familie, family. Mit der Familie, with family. Auf die Toilette gehen, to go to the toilet. Sich duschen, to take a shower. Sich anziehen, to get dressed. Sich umziehen, to change the dress. Vorbereiten, to prepare. Frühstücken, to have breakfast. Putzen, to clean with water. Zähne putzen, to brush teeth. Essen, to eat. Zuerst, firstly, danach, afterwards, und dann, afterwards. So firstly, zuerst, danach, and dann, these are all adverbs of time, and danach and dann can be used interchangeably. So let's describe the activities of the morning. Was machst du danach? What do you do afterwards? Zuerst gehe ich auf die Toilette. First I go to the toilet. Danach dusche ich mich. Then I take a shower. Sich anziehen, that means to dress up. Dann ziehe ich mich an. So here, dann ziehe ich mich an. So now let's talk about the verbs frühstücken und Zähne putzen. Frühstücken means to have breakfast. Zähne putzen, to brush teeth. Frühstück vorbereiten. Here we have the verb vorbereiten, which is again a trennbares or a separable verb. Vorbereiten means to prepare, and Frühstück vorbereiten means to prepare breakfast. I can say, meine Mutter bereitet das Frühstück vor, my mother prepares breakfast, or ich bereite das Frühstück vor, I prepare breakfast. Or I can also say, 7:30 frühstücke ich mit meiner Familie. Ich frühstücke alleine. At 7:30, I have breakfast with my family, or I have breakfast alone. Heute esse ich Müsli, Brot, Spiegelei und Apfel. Today I eat Müsli, bread, fried eggs and apple. And then comes Zähne putzen, to brush the teeth. Now any sequence can be moved in any way. You can describe Zähne putzen before you have breakfast. But in German, they normally follow this process. They usually do the breakfast and then they brush the teeth. Danach putze ich meine Zähne. Afterwards, I brush my teeth. Ich ziehe mich sich umziehen. So if you are already wearing a dress and you change because now you have to go to the office or you have to go to the school, you can use this verb sich umziehen to change the clothes. So here we have another set of vocabulary, nouns and verbs with the help of which we can describe the activities after breakfast. The Schule, that means the school, the Uni, university, the Arbeit, work, das Büro, office, das Auto, car, das Fahrrad, cycle. There is a mistake here, 1 minute. Das Fahrrad, cycle, the U-Bahn, underground train, der Zug, train, zur, that means zu plus der. Zu is a preposition and it usually has meanings depending upon the context. It can be to or for. Zum, again the preposition zu plus dem, which means to or for. So Schule gehen, to go to school. Zur Uni gehen, to go to university. Zur Uni fahren, to drive to university. So if you are going with the foot, by foot, then you use the word gehen. But if you are driving or you are going by bus or by car or by cycle, then you use the word fahren. Zur Arbeit fahren. Zu Fuß gehen, to go by foot. Mit dem Auto oder mit dem Fahrrad oder mit dem Bus. By car, by cycle or by bus. Mit der U-Bahn, to go by underground train. So now you can use from the following sentences. Danach gehe ich zur Schule. Afterwards I go to school. If you go to school. Danach gehe ich zur Uni. If you go to the university. Afterwards I go to university. Or you can say 7:15 gehe ich zur Arbeit. So that means I go to work at 7:45. 7:15, 7:45. Manchmal fahre ich zur Arbeit mit dem Auto. Sometimes I drive to work by car. So here I have used the word fahren, and in the other 3 examples I have used the verb gehen. So another set of vocabulary words to describe the activities later on during the day and in the evening before going to bed. Das Essen, food, das Mittagessen, lunch, das Abendessen, dinner, das Buch, book, lesen, to read, schlafen gehen, to go to sleep. This is a verb, schlafen gehen. Ins Bett gehen, to go to bed. Zu Mittagessen, to have lunch. Zu Abendessen, to have dinner. Normalerweise, normally or usually. This is a verb, adverb of frequency. Morgens, again these are a few adverbs. Morgens, abends, nachts and nachmittags. So whenever an activity happens regularly or something happens regularly, then we put an S to describe that a thing happens every day in the morning. So we say morgens. That happens regularly every morning. Abends, that happens regularly during evenings. Nachts, regularly during the night. Nachmittags, regularly every afternoon. Jeden Tag, every day. Jeden Abend, every evening. Die Woche, week. Die Wochen, weeks. Jede Woche, every week. Das Wochenende, weekend. So, wann hast du Abendessen? When do you have dinner? Ich esse 7:30 zu Abend. I have dinner at 7:30. We do not ask like this. Wann isst du zu Abend? That is not generally used by Germans. But for lunch we ask, wann isst du zu Mittag? That means, when do you have lunch? Ich esse 12:30 oder 12:30 zu Mittag. So you can say, ich esse 12:30 zu Mittag, which is informal. And you can also ask, wann hast du Mittagessen? That is also correct. So, wann schlafst du normalerweise? When do you usually sleep? Ich schlafe 10 Uhr nachts normalerweise. So when you do usually, you go to sleep at 10, so you can use nachts. Ich schlafe 10 Uhr nachts normalerweise. I usually sleep at 10 p.m. Vor dem Schlafengehen lese ich ein Buch. Before going to sleep, I read a book. Buch lesen, to read a book. So here I have summarized the daily routine, my Tagesablauf. Hopefully you have enough vocabulary to be able to describe the daily routine. So, viel Spaß beim Lernen.